about it, just you guys can just come off mute and ask in the moment. That way we don't get lost. Alrighty, so behind that, I'm going to share my screen. Alrighty, I will assume you can all share my screen, see my screen. All right. All right, let's get started. So my name is Anastasia. I'm a new member advisor this year. I am stepping in for Kim, who is my chair. And we've got Shannon on. So I do want you to all say hi to Shannon. She is everything for us, and we are so grateful for her. Alrighty, so this is our landing page. We're going to go over the website just to make sure you're all very familiar with it. There is also the app that you might be using. I will not be going over that. I don't even think I have it downloaded, but it's all good. Let's get this party started. So this is what is going to pop up. It's going to say your name. This is just the home landing page. At the top here will be any news and reminders. This is helpful information that you know, that eBoard wanted shared with you, and like it's important to check out. So all very good. You can see nominations for the League Cares. Of course, you can do your new member spotlights. So definitely nominate for that. You can nominate yourself, whatever you'd like. Shannon, do you have a link for that you could drop in the chat?
I will drop it in the chat right now.
Awesome. Yeah, that's a great way to just kind of get to know other new members while you're a new member. And, you know, maybe if you drop a fun fact, someone else is like, hey, that's really cool. Great way to just break the ice and get known in the league, or just show appreciation to other new members. So awesome. You'll also see things like Circle Group. I'll show you all about those as well. And then I don't know if you guys know, but we do have an Amazon Smile account. So it is a great way to support the league while you're buying your Halloween costumes or whatever it is you're buying. Okay, so then right here, you'll see a little blip of league events. These are upcoming ones. I'll show you another place that I actually prefer, but this is nice to get a quick view. These are group activities for my own groups that I'm in, not super fun, but you know, maybe if you're in a new member group and someone's posting files or sharing info, that can be nice. All right. And then this part I check constantly to see where I'm at. This is just your obligations. This is what puts you in good standing. These top two, as you see, it says varies for due date, aren't required unless you're at an event that does. It's good that they're there though. The annual fund, I don't know if this has been reviewed with you all yet, but every member of the league, this is separate from dues, will donate a minimum of $1. And that's just to say, you know, we all donate to the league as well. And that's great. So you can definitely do more than $1. You can do $1. There's community and training fund. You can either donate this $100 yourself, or there are other ways to get this funding credited to you as well if you bring in money for the league. All right, so then we've got, I'm going to actually go from volunteer points up. So your volunteer points, this is everything that is your placement. So, you know, maybe it's kids in the kitchen or gala committee. So these are your volunteer points. And then remaining points, this is the details. So attending GMM, everyone should attend a GMM in a year. There are trainings. This is a training. You can donate additional, but you should definitely try and still get your 15. Definitely welcome to donate as much as you'd like. If you are short of 15, hopefully you're not, but you can definitely go through and donate the amount there. So yeah, development events, social events are super fun. They're just great, and you get a point for it. So can't be mad at that. And it does have your due date. Everything is 6/30. That's when the calendar year cuts off for the league. So definitely, this is, maybe I'm just neurotic, but I love checking here just to see where I'm stacking up, to make sure I'm pacing well.
I have a question. I'm like looking at my homepage right now, and all of my due dates are in 2021. Is there someone that I should like contact to get those all updated? Because mine are all 6/30, 2021, which obviously is 4 months ago.
I will, because I see also Gabriella saying the same. I'll go into everyone's profile and update that. because it shouldn't
Thanks,
be
Shannon.
showing that. But I will fix that. But don't worry about that. That'll be on my end.
See, guys, this is why we love Shannon. She's just on top of it. Good call out. Thank you for speaking up right there. And I made a note as well, so I can follow up. This is probably the place I go to most is our calendar, and I go to view all. I'm nosy and I like to see everything. So let's just go over the colors real quick. So gray means that the time has passed or registration is closed. So of course you cannot. Green will be something that you're registered for. Blue is anything that you can register for or attend. And when you click on it, it will just open it up, like all the details. I'll just do it real quick so you can see new member, HQ. Then you'll see all the details necessary, where it's going to be at. So this one's in person. You can see if any of your friends are already registered, and then you can register yourself or just go back. That did not go where I thought, but here we are again. I do have a call out here. So for anything in orange, this is for our community impact teams. So please do not register unless you are on community impact. There is sometimes limited registration. There's about 50 women in that group. So we definitely need them to get their hours and can't be flooding their opportunities. So do not register for orange. If it is something you are passionate about, Light the Night is something you really care about, let's say, you can certainly email in and ask. So when you click on an orange event, there's usually, this email right here is community impact. You can say why. You may be told no, and I will just set that expectation. But maybe if they're not full on attendees, then you could. But I would typically just steer away from that unless you're community impact. Alrighty, so that's calendar. Resources. So you can click My League, and these tiles do pop up, and it's good. You can see all of our social media down here as well, which is fun. But my personal favorite way about going about this is actually going all the way to the bottom for submit requests and more information. And, the things I check the most, the directory, staff directory, and then of course, forms and resources. This will typically be done by somebody who is a chair or higher in a position for the forms that you'll need, or to even introduce you to the forms. But it's great to get in here because there are other really helpful things that you can check, such as our bylaws, our handbook, strategic plan. So it's a really great way to get to know different parts of the league. So if you're on communications in some sort, if that is your placement, you can see the part dedicated to anything you might need, community and community partner resources, etc. I'm not going to read it all. I was gala chair last year, so I was living in these forms, definitely sharing them and staying on top of them as much as possible. So you'll definitely know which ones are applicable to you, but if you're all new members, so I doubt you will necessarily need to go hunting for anything. And you can certainly ask either your new member leader advisor or your chair to see, hey, I'm looking for this, could you help? Otherwise, now you know how to get here. And there's this very helpful search up here, which is fun for content search or member search. Alrighty, groups is really fun. So even when I just hover over groups here, I do just want to give a heads up. I don't have my Zoom stuff up. So if you have questions, you can say them out loud for sure. Do we have questions about forms and resources right now? Okay, so I am going to move on to groups. These are all my groups. You'll see that there's some circles in here. So a circle is a subgroup that members have created and they maintain them on their own. So I think my most active one is probably the book club. Even through the pandemic, we were still reading and chatting, and it was great. And it felt like things were still normal. So I really appreciated that one. I am a new member advisor. Shout out to my hibiscus group. So I can see my group with them. There's other ones. So you can just see what really interests you. Clearly, food is something I care about as I'm in brunch and supper. And then I've got, my leadership groups as well. So when you go in, you can just pop into one, and you can also create your own circles. And I'll show you about that in a sec. But yeah, this is just your normal page. There can be discussions or not. I am going to be super honest. I don't know there's probably an easier way than what I do. I go to resources and I just type in here circle, and then it's the first link. And it will tell you about why circles. And it's great because you can really find a circle for anything, whether it's for running. I won't be in that one. Or like even things that you have a common interest with, like wine tasting, mommy mixer, like it's all great. There's even location-based ones. If you're not quite in the Boston area, you can, this is how you start a circle. If you ever need support, for sure, that's right there, which is great. And then here's the directory of our existing circles. So I am just gonna copy that. And I'm gonna drop it into our chat. Our chat with everyone. Just so you guys, you know, if you want to check that out right now, I highly encourage it. It's a great way to like get involved. I mean, I know you're meeting all new people as you're constantly, you know, new members, and then you're meeting your placement friends, but also, you know, it'll be nice if you're in the Cambridge Somerville area, join the circle, see what people are up to, or maybe find out about local events. So I think it's great. Really get the most out of the league. All right. Hours. This is super important. So this will be your hours. It'll open up to the calendar month that you're in. I'd say the most important thing I can say right now is stay on top of your hours. Remember when you attended events, you only need to log your placement hours and your new member hours. Anything that you register for, there's attendance taken and your point will be added. If for any reason you think that your point wasn't added, you can certainly reach out to either the host or Shannon. I usually do Shannon, sorry. But they're really good about it. I don't think I've ever had an hour missed. So yeah. So for this one earlier today, I had my new member meeting, which was great. So I did a placement hour since this is my placement. But for you all, I will just do a quick demo of what it looks like. So we'll pretend today is the 14th. You had an hour long, we'll call it a new member meeting. And then for you guys, you're gonna do, you ladies, sorry, you all, new member group meetings. And then you're gonna choose your group name. Mine shows as Hibiscus, but you'll just select your own. I'm gonna leave this up if anyone wants to grab a photo of it or screenshot. Definitely go for it if you need it for reference. Otherwise, your new member advisor can certainly help you with this, or reach out to anyone. Everyone loves to help, so it's all good. All right. I'm going to not submit this because that would be fraud, right, Shannon? Yeah, so you can definitely check and they typically get approved and you're good to go. And then if you are nosy like me, you can check out the directory and it'll have everyone. So let's say you met somebody at a social event and you only got their first name and you're like, wow, I totally forgot to exchange numbers with Shannon. You can just search it. Shannon Mansfield is my partner in Hibiscus Group. Love that. And then we've got our other Shannon, and you can search. Sometimes there's photos. Sorry, my dog is barking. I wish you wouldn't. So yeah, it's fun. It's nice to upload a photo just because, you know, people can be like, oh yeah, that's definitely who I met, or I'm not sure, you know, which one it was. So you can definitely do it by that. You can do it by placement, member type. I don't know if you guys know about sustainers and like the different levels, but yeah. I believe it takes 8 years of being an active member to be a sustainer. Is that correct, Shannon?
Correct. So it is, unfortunately, your new member year doesn't count towards sustainership. So it's technically 1 new member year and then 7 years of active. So virtually 8 years.
Yeah, there we go. Awesome. So yeah, that is the site. And then if you want to get to the larger HALI, sorry, when I first started, I always said ALJI, and now I can't get it out of my head. This will bring you to the larger site. Sorry, I think my computer is just giving up on me at this point. It's been a day, but it should. Okay, that is the site. Hit me, questions. gonna stop sharing.
I have a question. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Can you just explain a little bit more, like when we have to put in our hours versus when we're given credit for events that we attend?
Okay, anything that you have to register for, you typically will not have to submit hours.
Okay.
But if it is your new member meetings or events, log that on your own. Or if it is your placement. So it's just a little tricky if your placement is on the calendar, such as community impact.
Right.
I don't have an answer for that. I would assume you don't. Shannon.
Yes, I can jump in. So if you are in community impact, you still have to register on the calendar for the community impact events, and you'll have to log your hours for your placement as well.
Okay.
If
Thank
that
you.
makes sense. And if you ever have any questions, feel free to reach out to the community impact chairs. They can definitely go through everything on their end as well.
Great. Thank you.
Awesome.
I have a question.
All right.
So I had my first meetup this past weekend. So with my group, which is the Dandelions, those, like, you wouldn't log that.
Yes, you do.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Every new member event definitely gets logged. If it's a meetup, as long as it's like the actual meetup and not, oh, I was waiting at the train and saw someone in my new member group.
Okay.
But yeah, as long as it's legit, 100% log those. That's exactly what they're for. Otherwise, those 15
Okay.
hours would be very difficult.
Okay.
Yeah. Just in general, anything that you are doing for your placement, like, so if you are, trying to do any fund development and you're reaching out to donors, even though you're not sitting there in a room with your group, your placement, let's say, that counts as hours because you are doing work for the league. Like, be honest, we're here to volunteer and be better people. So just be honest with your hours. I promise you can hit them. Reach out to your chair if you're finding that you're not having the right opportunities because of other commitments, or, if you feel like you're falling behind, always reach out to your chair. They want you to succeed. Like, everyone just wants you to succeed, get your hours, have a great year in the league. So yeah.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
I had a question about logging hours. So I tried to log an hour for, I think it was like the general member meeting. I tried to log an hour for something and I put it on the wrong date, and I'm having trouble figuring out if I can edit or remove anything on the calendar. I'm just wondering if, like, maybe there's a really obvious way to do that and I'm missing it, or if you have any tips about editing or removing hours.
That is a good one. I don't know if I've ever. Shannon, do you know the answer to that off the top of your head?
I actually don't. Let me, Alex, I will take a look at your profile, and then I can circle back if it's something that I think the whole group needs to know, but I'll take a look at your profile right now.
So I just
I'm also happy to follow up on that offline. I didn't want to like derail it with a weird question about deleting stuff.
Oh, that's a good one. I just popped in. Here's an old one. So this was for August 26th. If I just hit this calendar, and I can, looks like I can move it to the 27th. So I think you can change the date at the very least.
Yes, so I just looked. You can change the date. The only thing would be is the general membership meeting, we automatically gave you credit for, so you don't need to log that.
Oh, okay. All right. That's good to know. Thank you.
Yep. So pretty much how I think Anastasia did a good job at describing it, but pretty much anything that is outside of your placement or your new member group hours, you don't have to log. Me and my coworker, Katie Hatch, will usually just add the point automatically to your profile for any other event.
Perfecto. Let's see if there's anything in the chat. Yeah, good point. Called out. All right. I don't think I missed anything in the chat. Any other questions, guys? Do you want to turn the recording off in case anyone's shy?
I have a question. I don't mind if you keep the recording on. For events that are longer than 1 hour, are we still logging them as 1 hour? Or like if you have a meetup that's 2 hours, does that count as 2?
So new member meetups, I'm pretty sure are always just 1 hour, because it's like the social, but any volunteering will typically be, it's usually specified, but sometimes it's hour for point and sometimes like hour for hour, but sometimes not. So your chair should be able to tell you how many hours every event is worth, and they should tell you during the event itself or before it. Anything that's on the calendar, I believe, tells you how many credits are given. But yeah, any new member stuff is not hour for hour. Every single event, if you have a sleepover, it's not 10 hours, I wish. It is just the 1 hour.
Okay, thank you. That's helpful.
No problem.